What's guys, welcome back to the channel. So we finally have our first update on the 1963 Chevy Impala from AMT, and it's pretty much ready for paint. So let's go ahead and show you what we have plans on. So this is a very simplified kit. I mean, when I say simplified, I mean there's literally less than 100 parts we're doing to this thing. Even though this kit has multiple parts, because we can do multiple versions of this thing. But since we're doing a stock version, you're not really using that many parts. So let's go ahead and show you what we're doing, what our plan is and stuff for the color and all that good stuff. So first things first, the only thing off market we're doing is what we can see right here is our wheels and tire combo. These are the wheel and tire combo we're gonna go with. These look really good. And the tires, they're actually named, I think they're Michelin's, or I forgot the name of them. BF Goodrich, there we go. So they're really nice tires, they're directional, and these wheels look absolutely fantastic. So looking really good. So we're using these nice custom wheels. They look good under the car. We kind of mocked up right here. The stance is pretty accurate where I'm going to have it at. I might lower it down a little bit more, but who knows? It just depends. But let's go ahead and remove those. And so yeah, so that's the only thing aftermarket we're doing on this thing. We're basically keeping this thing stock, except, you know, like I said, just for the wheels and tires. And we are going to be adding some brakes, of course, some brakes behind those, because, well, since you're see-through, you can see through there. So but yeah, the body turned out pretty good. There's a lot of cleanup we had to do to this thing. Since it is an older mold from AMT, there was a bit of flashing. There's a bunch of, you know, hard, very rough edges on here, so you had to sand this down. It's just rough still. No, that's, like I said, that's smooth. You just a lot of rough edges, because there's a lot of rough edges on this car. So just sand it down, a little bit of mold lines, a lot of mold lines back here. You have a sand down. There is a Chevrolet emblem, or there was a Chevrolet emblem. I kind of sand that down, but not a big deal, because there's decals for that anyway. So just gotta be careful. The panel lines were actually pretty deep. I just made them a little bit deeper, just to be actually safe with the colors I'm gonna put on here. But as you can see, the chassis is really mounted on there, and since this is an older mold, there are huge locating pins to locate the chassis, so you should absolutely have no issue lining the chassis up with the body on this thing and interior. So, and since it is a Pomo style, I mean, this is pretty much all the chassis, so we're probably gonna paint this all body or black, not body color, probably best black, and then detail paint some of it. But hey, not a big deal. We're not really gonna show the bottom of it anyway. But yeah, the body turned out pretty good. So let's go ahead and go straight to the one modification we did, and it is cut out the taillights. Taillights are molded in, not a big deal. I kind of want some custom taillights, so we just drew this out, and we're going to put in some clear styrene tubing, or not tubing, but styrene sheet back there, and just paint them in clear red, and then just have that custom look, like they're one piece. So that's the only thing aftermarket we're going to do to this thing, is just some, like, you know, nicer taillights and stuff. But other than that, very nice. You can tell this mold is very thick. I mean, look at this thick thick casting, very thick casting body, but hey, really nice. So the color we're going to do it, and we're going to do it for the main body color. We're going to do this blue humble, which is a really nice, beautiful dark metallic blue. This needs to look absolutely fantastic. So we're going to use Splash Paint's dark primer, and then we're going to put this on top. So that's going to look really good. For the roof, we are going to be using white for the roof, so that's gonna look pretty cool. White and blue, there we go, for the exterior. So that's gonna look pretty cool. The interior, we did not really touch this. We're just gonna keep this all this. But yeah, this looks pretty good. We kept it all this. So the interior, we're gonna do it in red. Actually, you know, plain red, red from X7 from Tamaya. So basically, I did do my intro on this. We're going to basically doing red, white, and blue theme on this thing, because pretty much it's going to be kind of like a theme for like this 250-year anniversary of USA. So that's what we're kind of doing this for, and it's also for the theme for N.Y.S and stuff. So that looks pretty cool. The engine, this kit does offer an engine, which is pretty neat. We are going to be using this engine. Very simplified engine, very simplified. There is a lot of like, this mold is not, or this casting, or this mold I should say, is not really good, because there were a lot of edges that were open. Like, there's a big hole back here. The oil pan, there's a big hole. So basically what I use to fill it in is actually model sprue glue. So this is basically regular mounting cement, but you just put in like pieces of tree of sprue in here, and then it's literally like a putty, but as glue. So it's really thick stuff. You can make it more thicker than this, but this is more than thick enough, and it just kind of fills in those gaps, which is really good, and then it really fills them in perfectly. You can kind of see where the gap would be, but it's no longer there because I filled it in. So yeah, there was a gap there. There's a gap right up here somewhere. There's a big gap between the engine block and the head, all the way around here. So we just filled it in, and it's seamless now. So that looks really good. But yeah, so the engine was kind of, it's old. Like I said, it's an old, very old mold. So you are gonna have to deal with that, but not a big deal. We did take out the mold in distributor, and we are going to put in some 3D printed one. That's look pretty good, and we will wire it and plumb it a little bit, just give it some detail. Again, nothing too crazy, but yeah, pretty cool. If you don't want to do an engine in this kit, they do include an engine plug for the chassis. So if you don't want to do an engine, we'll make it to a curbside. Just glue the hood down, and then you can have a full-on curbside. But since it includes the engine, we're going to go ahead and put an engine in it, just for a little more detail. So that's that, and that's pretty much about it. We are going to do some 3D printed door handles. This kit, it does have molded N.Y.S, but since I don't really make molded N.Y.S, so we're just going to have 3D print our own. So we're going to use those, and then for the interior, I did 3D print some window handles out here as well, window cranks and stuff. So because it's very, very poorly detailed. I mean, yeah, but it doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal, but we are going to be doing this in red, so kind of want some contrast in there, but hey, not a big deal. We'll get that looking pretty good. So like I said, it's a very simplified kit. There's like literally, if you're doing a stock version of this car, of this kit, you're literally, there's only like 50 parts to this thing. And we know this kit has like 50 million parts in it, because you can do it like 3 or 4 different ways. So that's that, but yeah, very cool. There is the hood. Hood's pretty good. The bracing under the hood is really nice. This is really, really good. So we might actually detail paint some of these heat vents under here with black and stuff. But yeah, that looks really good. It does fit pretty nice actually. So pretty snug. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Might have to do more sanding over here, but not a big deal. But that is fitting pretty good. The chrome, we're obviously using the chrome bumpers and grill back here as well. I can't show that because that's actually in the purple pond, we all call it. So those are stripping. Hopefully they strip. Not a big deal if they don't. We can just paint over it. But the AMT chrome is very strong stuff. But yeah, we're shipping that, and we painted it in real chrome, or not real chrome, but alkyd chrome, make it more realistic. But all right, guys, that's it. I mean, very simplified kit. Not really much to show. We will have some painting videos on this thing, painting it. We'll be doing the body color first, the dark blue, then masking it off, and then we'll be doing the white roof and stuff. So, and of course, doing our 2K clear, make the thing look shiny. So that's gonna look really, really sharp. But all right, guys, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, until my next video, we'll catch you next time.